One thing you have to learn early in life, I didn't learn this till later on. You can't care what anybody thinks about you.
There is no excuse for not living up to your fullest potential. No excuse. And I stopped being a victim. I stopped saying I've got to wait for good things to happen to me. And I said I'm going to grind. I'm going to fight. I'm going to work. I'm going to press forward. I'm going to learn. I'm going to do everything in my power every single day to become a victor and not a victim.
Well, why do meaningful things? Well, first of all, what is meaning? But then why do meaningful things? And the answer is, well, because life is suffering and malevolence. It's ineradicable at its core. It's like, that will take you out. Make no mistake about it. You need something you need to be armed with virtue in order for that not to turn into hell. Really, you really need that.
So the system wants you to feel mostly powerless because they have power, you don't. And it also wants you to feel inadequate until you buy more stuff, because that's what marketers sell us, is the idea that until you buy this, you're incomplete. It turns out those two things don't make people happy. What makes us happy is agency, knowing that we have some sort of control over what's going to happen in our life. And unfortunately, the economic structure that we live in isn't going to be easy for most people to fix, not in the short run. But what we can fix right now is how we respond or react to what's happening in front of us.
If you're in your 20s and you're listening right now, you're like, yeah, whatever, I don't need mindset. Just give me that thing that makes me the money or fixes my relationship or puts me in shape. Just give me it, I'm a hustler, I'll do it. But we're wrong. You know, I would think mindset in my 20s was 10% and 90% was the thing. And now I realize it's 90% mindset and 10% the thing. Most of us think we need more resources. If I had support from my family, if somebody lent me the money, if someone would just show me how to do it. But all these things, because we think if we had the resources, we could make it work. And what I realized at 51, looking back, having more success than I could have ever imagined possible, I feel blessed every single day of my life. It has nothing to do with resources. It has to do with resourcefulness.
Winners win and losers lose. I can't explain it any better than that. I don't know how it happens, but winners win. And if you create a culture of losing, if you keep being a victim, if you keep letting losing happen to you, if you keep letting people do you and treat you any kind of way, it's going to become a culture.
Nobility of purpose. That's it. You have that, then you can, then you have something to set against the suffering and the malevolence. It's an instinct, meaning. It's the instinct of life. My life is meaningless. It's the spirit has gone out of you. It's like, well, and you know, modern people, it's part of this process of criticism. We criticize the idea of meaning so much that we don't really believe in it anymore. It's like, well, that's fine, you can not believe it, but try living without it and see how far you get with that.
What if today was the last day of your life? What's ungiven? Who would you need to speak to? What gifts still remain in your heart? And I truly hope that each of us live a long life. But to me, the real success of life is not the duration, but it's how you live while you're living it. What if today was the last day of your life? How would you need to live your life, rearrange your life so that if death came, you could throw your arms wide open and say, yes, I'm ready?
If you are happy where you are, then congratulations, it's so good to have you here. But if you're someone who wants to move away from something that's not perfect, or you want to move towards something that's better, know that your beliefs, your best thinking got you to this point. And the only thing that takes you to the next point, the next level of your business, starting the business, scaling the business, intimate relationship, passion, in shape, is new beliefs. It's like the beliefs that got you out of Egypt are not the beliefs that'll take you to the promised land.
We could dig deep into emotional labor, not the physical labor of digging a latrine, but the emotional labor of sitting when we feel like running, of whispering when we feel like yelling. We could dig deep and say, in this moment, I'm going to choose to be the best version of myself and seek possibility. And it turns out that that's a life, that you can build an entire life merely doing that. And then what happens, more often than not, is the world responds by inviting you to play on a bigger stage.
You get ready to go back into your lives. You live every single day in such a way so that every single moment of your life, you can say, yes, yes, it's a good day to die. I believe it's then, in that moment, you will be fully alive.
We want people to make guarantees to us, but we're not willing to make guarantees to ourselves. Somebody gave you a guarantee, $30, 30-day guarantee. In 30 days, if you don't make what they told you was gonna make, in 30 days you got an attitude, you want your money back, but you never demanded your money back from yourself.
It's like, okay, you need a reason to get out of bed on a terrible day. Okay, what's that reason gonna be? Well, let's think it through. You know people who can get out of bed on a terrible day. Do you admire them? Yes. What are those people like? Are they taking responsibility for themselves? Definitely. Do they have excess capacity, so they're taking responsibility for other people? Yeah. Are they doing difficult things? Yes, obviously. The more you respect them, the more you also see that they're doing difficult things and doing them well. So what does that mean? Do some difficult things.
So this is not about hustling. I'm not a fan of hustling. I'm a fan of a generous hustle. And the generous hustle says, how can I do things in the world to leave a better trail and to help other people? Not, how do I do things so I get my fair share? Because the world doesn't respond well to hustlers. They don't like being hustled. But the world responds really well to people who take responsibility and give away credit.
So for those of you that don't know what to do and how it's going to happen and where the resources are going to come from, you just say yes and watch life grow. Your job is not to go out there and make it happen, go out there and manifest it. Everything is already manifested. Everything is already available. Your job is to simply say yes and get yourself the hell out of the way.
Find out who you are, whoever that may be. I don't give what you are. Find out who you are and own that motherfucker and tell people to go themselves. Don't ever worry about anybody and what the think about you. You do that, I guarantee you, your life will be in shambles.
You've never looked at yourself in the mirror and said, you let you down. Until you get to that point, you let you down. And that's the problem with some of you. You always want to blame other people. You always want to hold other people to the fire, but you're not holding yourself to the fire.